Three folks in there?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. This is going to be a little more difficult for me than in years past because of general numbers. The majority of the students that we're going to have for the plant science class are going to be situated in Southside campuses and Southwest. I've got just one poor soul in my classroom here, and he's going to be a victim of all my verbal abuse. But, maybe he'll adjust to it. What we normally do is spend a minute or two trying to get to know each other. In an attempt to facilitate a comfort level so that we are a little more at ease about adding to discussion with these classes. So, Tom, you got three there. Do you have folks at another location down there?
Yes. When they start talking in Keysville, you should hopefully see them.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go through an introduction with the ladies that you've got there, and then we'll catch the gentleman on the back row, and then we'll try to go to your other location to let them introduce themselves. And tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your goals and objectives, if you don't mind. So, ladies, one of you please start.
Yes, sir. My name is Carolyn Allgood. My husband is from the area. He was born and raised in South Hill. So we just moved back to this area about 2 months ago from Virginia. And he grew up on a farm, so that's where we're living now. And I'm really interested in Mother Nature in general. So that's why I'm taking this class, this course.
Okay, good to have you, Carol.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Caitlin Bryant. Technically, I was born in California, Southern California, about 30 minutes out of LA. I lived there for about 10 years of my life, and we moved out here into Virginia. I got into horses. I've loved them ever since I saw one when I was 3. And I've just become more and more into the horse field. Now I'm in school to become an equine veterinarian. I'm picking up the agribusiness certificate to go along with all that. And that is one of the main reasons why I'm in this class. And I do love all of Mother Nature, all of its animals and everything else. Happy to be here, and hopefully we get to meet that guy too, because he's back there. All right, guy in blue.
I'm Alex Lake. I grew up around here. I've lived on a farm my whole life. I'm pretty good at math, and I want to go into the economic side of agriculture.
Are you taking macroeconomics too?
All right. Glutton for punishment then.
Yeah.
You can move up, Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's them. Okay.
All right, good.
We
Thank you.
have Mandy in South Boston too, by the way. I did mention that. Let's go to Mandy.
Hey, Mandy.
Do y'all see Mandy, John?
Not yet. Speak up, Mandy.
I see Mandy.
Oh, do you see her at least?
Can you see me now?
Hi. Hi, this is very Mandy.
Are you seeing her now, John?
Still got the same classroom. Better sing a national anthem or something.
You see the guy in the back?
Okay. Now, Mandy, start talking and see what happens.
Okay, well, I'm Andy Harris. I'm from South Austin. I worked at Food Line for 4 years and finally got a job at an agri supply store and hoping to do my agribusiness degree and own my own greenhouse and nursery, hopefully.
Oh, what? What's that, Mandy? I didn't catch it all.
My own greenhouse and nursery operation.
Good. Thank you, dear.
Okay. So now you Keysville people, somebody start talking.
They have the key. I think really
Start with you, Jasmine.
Sorry.
I'm Jasmine, and I plan to get my agribusiness degree, and this class is a requirement for that. And I hope to become a veterinarian. I plan to transfer to Virginia next year.
What's her name?
Jasmine. What's your name?
Hi, Jasmine.
Okay, keep going through the room. This is where I can take roll too.
My name's Shnara, and I love dancing. So yeah, pretty much it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, nice to meet you, Shanara. Okay, who's next?
My name's Casey. I'm from Keysville. I work part-time at a farm and a puppy patch. And I hope to go to Virginia Tech to become a plant chef.
Woo! Go Hokies. Y'all need to speak up just a little bit louder. Those of y'all that are sitting so far away from the microphone, but okay. And that was Casey that just talked.
I like your shirt, Katie.
It's Caroline Cumbia. I currently work at the Blackstone Animal Clinic and hope to get my agriculture business and then transfer over to Blue Ridge and become a vet tech.
Are there any positions open?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, back row people.
Currently. Oh, my currently. Guy in the blue shirt.
I was about to say, one of the three of y'all talking yet?
Yeah, she got speak.
My name's Grace, and I'm doing it for like new enrollment, and I want to go to tech afterward and do animal science.
Okay, hi Grace. Fellas, if y'all said anything, it was too quiet, we didn't hear you. Which one of you's Hunter, which one of you Zach?
I'm from Clarksville, Bay City area.
A little bit louder, you're breaking up.
My family owns a farm supply store in Bay City, and after this, I plan on transferring back to get a more of like fertilization degree.
Okay, cool.
My name's Hunter Bass. I live in Nelson, Virginia. I got a whole farm over there. We sell to different restaurants in Carolina.
Okay, fair enough. That's us, John. And apparently there's nobody in the room at Southwest. Unless there's somebody
Nobody in
Southwest to talk to us.
Okay. According to the roll that I checked this morning, there should be 3 people down there, so I don't know. They may have failed to show up this morning, but anyway. We've got one person here. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
My name is Tyler Lively. I used to be a member of the FFA at my high school, and I just wanted to continue my work in the agribusiness industry because from the short 2 years that I was there, I had a lot of fun, and I thought it would be something I'd like to do for the rest of my life. Not sure what I want to do exactly yet, though.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. There are a lot of us that don't know what we're going to do. You know, I fit into that category, so it's real easy to do. Syllabus should be available to all of you on Blackboard, and if not, we will get a printed copy to you. But when we get the Blackboard consolidated, it should be there for you. This is a class that we're going to be talking about the introduction to plant science. And in most situations, the book will be a benefit to you. It's Plant Science, Growth, Development, and Utilization of Cultivated Plants by Margaret McMahon, excuse me. And same book we've used for this class for several years. There should be used copies or without going to a bookstore and buying a new one. Amazon usually is a good source for some of this stuff. So, as Tom mentioned earlier, we will rotate plant lab 1 week, the animal lab another week, and we'll have a schedule for each of those. And normally we'll have a couple of classes before we begin our lab sessions. But the lab assignment for the plant class is posted on Blackboard. And we'll look at that when you have an opportunity. In years past, what we've tried to do is to create an awareness for you of both plant and animal products. We've got a new animal science instructor, and I haven't met her, we haven't talked. So on the plant side of that, this lab exercise is not complicated at all. It will require a little bit of time on your part. And we'll spend a few minutes talking about it before we get into anything else to try to give you an understanding of that. But what we're going to do is ask you to visit at least 2 grocery stores and go through their produce department primarily, unless you feel you need to go into frozen foods or something. But what we want you to do is go in there and source out at least 25 fresh produce items and determine their point of origin. And what we're trying to do is make you aware of the diversity of plant products that are available for human consumption. At one time I did not limit it to 25 products, and I had a list of about 130 from one real industrious individual. So, but we like for you to just gain an understanding of where our food comes from by doing that. It's not a complicated thing, but I would recommend to you, because of past experiences we've had, when you go into a produce department on some of these larger stores, sometimes produce managers get a little bit nervous. So you go in with a clipboard trying to make notes and so forth. They think you might be a spy from a competitor. So go in, source out the produce manager or assistant produce manager or somebody, and tell them who you are and what you're doing. There'll be no problem once you do that, but at least notify them that you are doing a school project and you're just looking at the products to try to find out what they've got, how much they cost, and where they're coming from. So, we like to do this as a comparison. A lot of times folks will use a low-end price store, and then they'll use one that's much higher end. So it's just a simple exercise, but as we begin to look at a survey of plant science, we use this as a base of information to see where our plant products or foods are coming from. So, but the details of that are listed in an attachment on your Blackboard when you get access to that. So, not going to be a big problem.
I just emailed it to everybody 2 minutes ago.
Okay, that's fine. Tom, did you tell them that there wouldn't be a lab this week? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes, we're not having a
Okay.
lab meeting this week.
Okay. Well, we'll just postpone this until, put it off a week.
Oh, well, no, they can do the grocery store assignment thing, but as far as us having a meeting and doing a field trip thing, we will not be
Okay.
doing that this week. But if you want them to do
Okay.
the grocery store, yeah, we
Yeah,
can send them.
Yeah. Well, let's do that, and I think that the deadline on the submission of it I had was September 1st, so that'll give you about 10 days to put it together and get you sort of started. We use this as a sort of a base for us to begin to talk about where plants are coming from and how we use them. So let's go forward with that, and we'll look at it as we get started. I'm here every day and available to you by email should you have any questions or concerns about this class as we move forward. We'll have 2 tests, which will constitute about 50% of your grade. The lab reports, lab exercises are worth about 25%. And then your final exam will be worth about 25%. Grading's right straightforward, 10-point scale that we use. And important dates, we'll talk about them as we move along. Don't think there's anything critical there that we need to cover. And the class schedule is listed on one of the back pages of the syllabus, and it's a tentative schedule. Most of the time we try to stay with this, but I've never been able to do it because we get to talking about things, and you'll just be responsible for the material that we cover. Quite often we'll only cover about 10 chapters of this, but it's essential that you attend class and take notes. Hopefully you benefit by your class participation and the class discussion. We want all of you involved. That's what I was saying a while ago. It's going to be a little hard on Tyler being the only pilgrim in here with me. So I'm going to depend on you guys to be a contributor in the class as we move forward. From our introductions, we've got a real base of folks in the class and really varied interests, which really usually adds to the content of the class because we have so many different points. We have different agendas and so forth. So some of you coming from families that have farm supply stores, you're going to have a little different slant on things than these ladies that are interested in vet tech programs and so forth, and the folks that come from farm operations. So, we want all of you to contribute because you all have something that you can add to the class. So, don't feel inhibited in any way. We want you to participate. And normally I don't get started with a lot of content in the first day of class. I've lost track of where we are time-wise. But have any of you got any questions of me of what we expect or what's going to be covered or what we're going to be doing in the class?
I have a question.
Please.
What is the book? What is the book that
It's listed in the syllabus. It's a paperback type book. It's called Plant Science, and it should be available for you in your bookstore. I haven't changed it. It's been the same book we've used for the last several years. And it looks like you've got a copy of it. Yep, that's it. Okay.
And apparently the Alberta bookstore does not have any copies at the moment. They're on order.
Well, they didn't last week anyway.
Oh, as of last week, so.
When I came in for mine, they had to order them, and I had to come back. We got mine this morning.
So hope for a miracle.
They may have some, hopefully they have some.
Yes. Just for the record, there are lights on in the classroom at Southwest. Is there anybody in there?
Yeah, this is Joe. I just come in to check it. I didn't know that it was connecting today.
Oh, yeah, theoretically, y'all are supposed to have 3 students in there.
Okay. Our campus doesn't open until tomorrow, so I will assume they didn't come.
Okay. Well, that explains it.
I thought that might have been an issue, Joe. We've always got scheduling problems because there's a difference in the way things do. So that's another reason for me not to cover a whole lot of content today. But I'm glad you did step in and tell us that. That confirms.
Yeah, I was working on part of the equipment. Does the sound all right this time?
Yeah. No, you're loud and clear. That's much better. We can blame all
we've
that
done
on
a bunch
Blaine.
of work on it.
Okay, that's good.
Could one of y'all also send me a schedule of classes? Because no one put it on the schedule for the room to be occupied either.
It's just gonna be 9:30 and then 10:30 to 12 on Tuesday, Thursday. That's the
All
only
right.
places y'all have people in.
Are you in any math classes?
All right.
I can't talk to him.
Tuesday,
So 9:30 to 12, Tuesday and Thursday is it.
All right. I'll have them make a note of that.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Okay.
All right, that simplifies things a little bit too, Tom. I thought they were on a different schedule than what we were, but I hadn't confirmed it this morning, the reason I didn't say anything, so.
Yep.
So,
I was planning to look at that kind of stuff, but then we had all of our technical issues yesterday, so I got nothing done.
well, I'm sort of in the same shape, so, you know, with that in mind, we definitely won't go into a lot of content today. But I'm thankful that we got the system up and going, and, you know, we've at least accomplished something there. And we've gotten to at least have a limited exposure to everybody, so we can begin our discussions. But, you know, we'll start on Thursday, excuse me, with our discussion on chapter 1. If you have an opportunity or chance to look over that, we'll begin to talk about it on Thursday. Unless you've got something else, we'll call it off for today, Tom, unless you have something else we need to do.
Oh, well, I was just gonna talk to the Southside people about the labs
Okay.
people and that kind of stuff, but does anybody else have any other questions for John? Okay, because otherwise I can go ahead and hang up on y'all so you can go about your business, and I'll try to call back a few minutes before the animal class begins just to make sure we don't have speed bumps.
That'll be fine, and we're supposed to have about 6 more folks in here for the animal component. So
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Southside.
Thank you.
Yep. Southside people don't go anywhere.
You're just waiting by the.
Yes. Okay, and then hang up on Southwest.
Well, we never got them anyway.
Okay.
Hey,
Now,
Jasmine.
hi, Kizo people, and hi again, Mandy. I can't remember what point I was talking when we got interrupted, but the lab assignments, most of them are gonna be on Fridays. It's gonna sort of, in a 2-3 weeks time, it's gonna start being almost every other Friday. But the way it's gonna work is we're gonna go on field trips, and we're gonna look at different businesses, different operations, and we're gonna be looking at them from different points of view, trying to get different things out of it. We'll be going to like a beef cattle farm, we're going to a tobacco farm, we're gonna be going to the bull auction at Red House. We're gonna go to the Parish Pumpkin Patch. Like, what? Yeah, we're gonna be going to Parish Pumpkin Patch. Jasmine, you were there with us last time, weren't you?
Yes, it was a
Yeah,
lot.
we're gonna be shooting pumpkins with the slingshots and all that kind of stuff. But part of the thing there is be thinking about what kind of what kind of agritourism options are available to you. Because you're like, yeah, I've just got a farm with a bunch of cows and something else. Well, there might be something else, this other opportunity. And she more or less, she was being very vague, but a very significant amount of that farm's income is coming from that 6 weeks that they're doing the pumpkin patch thing. And you know, so we're gonna be doing different activities like that. And when you do the activities in Blackboard, once we get it merged together, there's going to be 7 or 8, however many discussion threads. It's going to be SVCC Lab 1, SVCC Lab 2, SVCC Lab 3, and that's for y'all to be posting your report. And I'm only talking like a 1-page thing about what did you learn, what happened and what did you learn, and is there anything that you can apply from what we did in the lab that you can apply to your future goals and plans. Now, granted, I can't remember people's names. I don't have it called up. But the guy sitting next to Hunter in the back row there, I'm glad I remembered Hunter's name. Zachary. You go by Zach or Zachary?
Zach.
Zach, okay. Zach, his family's got a farm supply store, so agritourism isn't really going to fit in there, except maybe if he wants to, like, offer some let some kids from the schools do field trips through his storage room out back. So, but
Yeah, we got like a big storage room full of like pallets and pallets of feed, and we got like bean shell stuff like that.
oh, okay. So maybe there is an opportunity to try to, with a 4-H group, with high school, or well, not high school, maybe some middle school kids, elementary school kids, or a homeschool group or something like that. Maybe there is an agritourism thing there. There might be an opportunity, but it's just things for you to think about, and you have to write them up. Generally, we'll meet at the Keysville campus and the Alberta campus, and we'll carpool from there to wherever the different sites are going to be, the different activities. And Jasmine, since you did all of these last year, if you ask me real nicely, I will make sure do what needs to be done to make sure you don't have to do these again this year, since you did them all last year. But if you missed any of them and you want to come back and participate again, you're more than welcome to. But anyway, if we do have any new different ones in the circulation, well, I'll be a little bit mean and probably insist you do those, just because I'm evil. But generally, yes. I'm not as evil as I wish I was, though. But generally, for the labs, Dr. Dalton is going to be serving as the primary person quarterbacking those. I am her backup, and then the animal science instructor, who many of you will meet here in the next few minutes, she's going to be going on a few of them, so she'll be going on a few of them. I'm going to be going on a few of them. Dr. Dalton is going to be going on as many of them as she can, because you all have met her, and this agribusiness program is her baby, and even though now she's the dean, she just doesn't want to let go, and this is just a way she can keep her fingers in the loop without teaching a class multiple days a week kind of thing. If you cannot make one of the field trips, and this is for you online people who need to be listening, if you can't make one of the field trips, we'll have alternative exercises for you to do. It may be that you have to schedule some other trip going on your own to tour some kind of business that's similar to the one that we are going to as a group, and you'll have to write your own report or something like that. The details about that will be put in the Blackboard for the classes too. For those of you that are taking the animal class and the plant class, you don't have to submit the report in both places. You only have to do it in one place, and I'll make it a point to get the grade put into the grade book of the second of the two classes. So you don't have to do double the work. We're just pulling our resources, because sometimes we're going to be doing 2 stops on the same day. One of them may be plant related, one of them animal related, and that kind of thing. I will be recording all of these classes. Well, I guess I should have said that while John was connected. There'll be a YouTube playlist where the videos, you can download them and watch them on YouTube. I'll actually have an MP3 recording audio that you can download on your phone and listen to while you're driving up and down the highway, as long as it's not putting you to sleep. I sent you 2 syllabuses. One of them is John's syllabus that has his details about the textbook and the schedule for assignments, that kind of thing. The second syllabus, the one I gave y'all, it's got my contact information and office hour information, that kind of stuff. If you have questions about plants, ask John. If you have questions about, well, where am I taking the test, ask me. So that's sort of my job in this class, is to be sort of facilitating the other stuff. I think maybe he's going to be, we started doing this last semester, John, maybe putting those 2 tests, putting them in Blackboard, so you'll take the test in the CLC there, or here, y'all will probably end up taking, if we have a paper copy, you can take it in class, or if not, you may have to go to the library here and take it. For you online people, you're going to be having to go to one of our testing centers, and they're going to be password protected, so you have to get a password, because we have to verify that you are who you are. Some of that was in that email I sent you the other day. Did I send y'all an email the other day?
I don't think so.
Y'all did not get an email from me. Okay. I sent it for the Monday classes, and I was going to do the Tuesday classes yesterday, but we had all of this crap heaven, so, I'll just be honest there, that's what it was. Let's see, there's the labs, my contact info. Most of the stuff you're gonna be submitting, you're probably gonna be okay, and that was for this class? AG142? At the very top. Okay, I did send out an email.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You're my hero. Okay. So I'm not as
On the 18th, I got.
excellent. I'm not as slack as I thought I was. I'm ADD, so they distracted me and I lost my place.
Do you have my email?
Your student email. Oh, is that right? Your student email. If you don't check your student email very often, make your life easy. If you go into, I'm not going to pull it up, but if you go into your student email, there's a little gear icon up here. You click it and you choose settings. And then there'll be a handful of tabs there, and one of them is going to be forwarding, and then you actually type in the email address that you actually use. If you look at your student email account, you see you don't get spammed with a bunch of crap, but this is a good way for you to find out things. Things that you may find out about is, generally, since we've got 3 colleges in this class, if one college is closed, there's no class for anybody else. And Southwest, they're on the far western edge of the state. They're up in the mountains a little bit, so they may get more snow and stuff than we do here. So if Southwest gets closed, I'll be notified, and once I find out, I'm going to send out an email blitz. I'm going to go into Blackboard, do the announcement, and send it as an email blast to everybody. But if you don't have your student email to where you see it, you might miss out on it. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to use a texting system we call Remind, that I'll give you the information hopefully Thursday that you send a text to that number and it'll text back saying, well, what's your name, and put in your real name so I know who you are, because I don't know some big Boo 56 or whatever. That tells me nothing. And I'll use that as a way to send out the, hey, class is canceled, or hey, you know, something's going on, or remember there's a test tomorrow kind of thing. But it is a system. I cannot send individual texts to individual people with it. So, and I will not actually see your actual cell numbers. You will not actually be seeing my actual cell numbers. So it's not like there's going to be any stalking or anything like that going on there. So it's purely a group texting thing. So don't feel like I'm invading your privacy by doing this. And at the end of the semester, you can text that number and just the word unsubscribe or whatever, and it'll take your name back off of the list. But I'll use it for reminders for the labs probably, and then reminders if things are going to get closed. I'll get that info to you hopefully Thursday if we don't have any other speed bumps. The other thing is this class is not worth your life. I know it's hot now, but you know, we go into December. If we get a snowstorm in December, if it's 60 degrees here on campus and the college is open, but the hill that your driveway is on is like a sheet of ice, don't come to class. You are allowed to miss a few days. Just let that be one of the days. Don't risk your life to come to the class. I'm just saying. It's all recorded. It's all recorded. Stay home. Watch the recording. If you really are insane, if something comes up, there is a way I could set it up to where you could remotely dial in and watch class and participate in the class live. But it's kind of a pain in the butt, so we're not really doing it. But if it comes down to that and we have a bunch of foul weather or something, that could be an option. Any questions about anything about what I was talking about?
Why aren't there cookies?
Because I was dealing with issues. I got to my office. And I got to work 45 minutes early, and I was only in my office for 5 minutes, and then I got stuck in here dealing with stuff. I know. But I didn't have time to do it yesterday because I was an hour late yesterday leaving because of this. So that's where your cookies are. Good luck. You said first day class, that's going on. So if you don't have any other questions, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to reconnect here in a couple of minutes, I guess, for the animal science class, which I think a fair number of you are in, and hopefully that will go a lot smoother. But there again, since Southwest hasn't started yet, it'll be fairly quick too. Any other questions? Oh, and most of the time, the way my schedule is, because I have a class that's only Alberta specific, so I'm generally going to be here. So you Keysville people and Mandy and South Boston, I'm not going to be there. But if for some reason my econ class gets canceled, I'll take those days and show up in Keysville just for the fun of it. But any other questions? We all have any?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, well, smoke them if you got them, and see some of you in the next few minutes.